Is anybody there? Is anybody here? Anybody here? Because I think I'm in the studio. Am I in the studio? Yes, I'm in the studio. You can hear me. You can see me. But where is everybody? Where is everyone tonight? Because we've got a few things that I'm sorry I haven't downloaded the clips. I've been a busy day because I'll tell you why. Because it's Passover and my wife's been cooking all these food and lovely things, and I'm standing by her in a moment. And you know, we're two different religions, but we're on the same page. And I said, listen, don't. Hello. Oh no, listen. Hello, people. If you've watched anything of the last 2 days, and I've been trying to fucking ignore it, I really have. But listen, and I'm not in such a grumpy mood as I was the other day. I'm more in accepting mood to what's happened, and I could just tell you some of the funniest things I've seen, and I can't ignore them because they were so funny. And let me just write these down quickly because I'm going to forget them. Because I forgot to say something, but I want to start by, I want to give, you're not going to believe this, but I'm actually going to give Kenny Michaels an apology because I double checked on some facts, and it turns out that My Sweet Lord in America was a double A side with Isn't It a Pity? So I'm sorry, Kenny Michaels. Because you're so full of shit usually that I couldn't believe a word you were saying, but I thought, no, I can't start putting fake information out there without doing research. And I'm sorry, I just thought I was a bit smarter than you. And I'm sorry, all right? But you are still a dickhead. Anyway, I can't even think at the moment. You cannot ignore a plague. But, you know, there was something so funny. You know, your friend and my friend, Fab4 Free for All, I've got to say this quickly because this was one of the funniest things I saw. Mr. Mayo put his stream up, and he met Woolly Mammoth, and Woolly Mammoth, he didn't want to talk to him. He wanted to say, "Oh, go and fuck yourself," didn't he? But Mr. Mayo, so fucking arrogant, he just thought, "Oh, you're a big fan of mine as well." Well, he's not a big fan of yours, mate. He's a big fan of opening box sets. That's what he is. And good for you, Woolly Mammoth, because I love you, mate. And I love all the Fab4 Free for All because you're silly asses. You're silly asses, but you keep it tight. And I like that. You know, you don't interfere with my life. And that's a good thing. You know, you're in your own little bubble, and I like that. Whereas your Kenny Michaels of this world and your Womax, they think they got to tell the world that, oh, I'm in charge, I'm important. Well, let me tell you, Mayo, you got told to go and screw yourself, didn't you? And this was another hilarious thing. Well, you know these ridiculous panels where there was more panel than there was audience, which is why you don't see the audience in any of these fucking quizzes and everything they were doing, because it was quite heavily edited so you couldn't see who was watching. But even if they was talking to just Andy One Leg out there in the crowd, it didn't matter. And Charles Hawtrey, it didn't matter. But what was funny, what was really hilarious was Woolly Mammoth was up, and big up for you, Woolly Mammoth, right? And he said something about the younger fads, and fucking non-binary fucking Skylark strap-on got all stroppy, didn't she? She got all anti-men and said, "Oh, you don't know what young people." And I thought, look at you. You call yourself a young person. You ain't a young woman. You're not a young man. You're a fucking freak. That's what you are. And this is the problem. The young people and Alexandrian and Adrian, whatever your name is, Elanian. What are you doing? You're turning into a fucking Hindenburg as well. What's the matter? How did they make a Shea Stadium jacket as big as that? Honestly, I know it's size America, but I mean, come on. I like you, man. I like you. What are you doing with these freaks and weirdos? And why become a freak and a weirdo yourself? Why do it? Ethan, yeah, Ethan. So these things made me laugh, and also there's a photograph of all the million selling fucking vinyl nerds. I never realised. I thought out of all of them, and I'm not picking on you, Robert, because I think you just did this as penance for sins of the past. Once you put Jimmy Hoffa underneath concrete in that car park. I think you sort of thought to myself, well, I've got family, I've got to be nice. And he goes out of his way to be nice. And I think that's why he was there, because he wanted to give Doc Dockers a lift to this gig. And he also gave Beatle Brad a lift. What you should have done is fucking dropped that cunt off in the Potomac. Don't worry, he would have floated lovely. He would have floated just as well as what's that fucking Lars Land. Fucking hell, she's a big girl, isn't she? She's disgusting. Anyway, there was such laughable things, and Beetle Brad sitting down wanting to be front of the queue to meet that fucking old whore. And she was just the same as she was before. You know, no personality, nothing to say. Yeah, big old unit. I know. I'm sorry, Vinyl Dad. I'm sorry. You shouldn't be in your home in Britain having to watch people who exist like that. You thought these people only existed in the island of Tonga. Well, it's not true. There are fatter people than Polynesian inbreds out there. Anyway, listen. Because I don't know if you've seen it yet, but I think this is an even better quote than this is a much better quote than even our great friend John Heaton, who I haven't heard from for ages. Maybe he's run out of material. Maybe he's just sick of this vinyl world. Or maybe he's just too embarrassed to. He's like John Lennon living in the Dakota, looking back on things and saying, oh my God, did I really fucking say that? I think I need to inject right now. And this is the way it went with John Lennon. But forget about fucking John Lennon and his wig. We might put a picture of John Lennon and his wig up later on, because I've got a lot to talk about. I haven't got a lot to talk about because I'm pretty fucking worn out. I've been celebrating my wife's Passover today, or Pesach as she calls it, and thank God we didn't have any of her fucking family around this time. In fact, I insisted on it. I said, listen, I'm on the cusp of something. I mean, I can't tell you what's going on at the moment, but I am having to go away for about a month. So, and if you want to talk to me privately about that, you can do. And Caitlin, listen, I'm sorry I haven't mentioned you for a long time. I know you've been beavering at me. You've been nipping at my heels like a little terrier, and I know, or a big terrier. Listen, I'm not going to leave you out of it. But there's been bigger fish. When I say bigger fish to fry, yes, there are bigger fish to fry out there than you. Now, what was this other thing about? Oh, yeah, when there was this photograph of all the vinyl nerds, right? And I thought, fucking hell, I thought Robert P would be the biggest one there. Because I thought he's the sort of bloke I wouldn't want to have a punch up with, right? But Mr. Mayo looked like the size of a bus. But who was the biggest cunt there? And this proves everything I said about Beetle Brad. He's the biggest cunt there, right? The biggest fucker there. And I couldn't believe it, right? So that he's used to kicking arse. All this Mr. Smiley, nicey bloke. No, he's a fucking gangster. He's worse than Robert P. And at least Robert P's trying to do something about it. Anyway, look, you're going to love this. You're going to love this. This is going to be on everything from there on. I just can't stop laughing at it every time I see it. So enjoy this clip.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I suppose that was that was something that was missed. Yeah.
Who is it?
I'll tell you, that is Fat Joe. That is Broad Street, and Broad Street blocked me because Broad Street is such a fucking numbnuts. But you've got to give him that. That was fucking funny, wasn't it? No, I'm not doing anything that good, my friend. Not doing anything that good. In fact, this is going to be a very painful experience for me. Hey, Shazzers, we got the ladies here. Maybe he's gone bankrupt. Which one's gone bankrupt? Anyway, look, I'm going to give you some more brands. more brands. Let's have some brands on. Okay, I didn't realise I'd uploaded this, but it's brilliant. So check this out.
Inside, there's nobody else, and I'm feeling good, holding you tight. So listen very carefully, understand it. He ever said she was good as well, and you can see no reason to try, no reason. What reason do you need to be sure? One else, but not for me. Our love without forget-me. That's the way it seems. Disappointment haunted all my dreams. And then I saw her face.
Awful, isn't it? Awful. I mean, this is what the heroes of yesteryear have become on stage. I mean, it's horrible, isn't it? I mean, we people, us, I don't know what to call my generation of people, post boomers, I suppose, because you know this is where people get it all wrong. The baby boomers were people my mum and dad's age. They were born during the war and just after the war, and I am the children of the baby boomers, so I suppose I could call myself a post boomer. I don't know, but or a second generation Beatles fan, perhaps. I don't know. I don't know. I've just had a look at my brand stuff, and I don't know what's gone wrong. But I've all the videos that I uploaded, they've all changed. It's all different, and I don't know. Oh, hang on, look, and I've even got this Beatles Fest from last year. So it's really weird. I think actually what I've done is I've clocked into a different email address than the email address that I usually use on StreamYard. So sorry. But anyway, what's this about?
Stand with my arms open wide.
Sorry, I didn't realise I was muted, but I was going to say the hero of the Beatle Fest this year, I think, is Woolly Mammoth and not Gotwang. Gotwang didn't fucking show his chinky face, did he? And I'm really upset about that. I was hoping he was going to storm in there and do a bit of karate chopping and ninja action on fucking Beetle Brad, poke him in the eye, kick him in the balls, fucking take him down, take down that fucking Humpty Dumpty egg, put a big crack in him, like Puss in Boots. Oh dear. Honestly, she must have had a few cocks in her life. I mean, this is what I was saying. You know, instead of this stupid, boring, and they went to the modelling agency and a fake voice, Mrs. Bouquet, and instead of this bullshit, she got fucked by her stepdad. She got fucked by her dad. She probably went to a photo. She's one of those birds that sort of lies there like a sack of spuds. You know, like. Well, I bought you a couple of drinks and I've got a hotel room. Do you want to come back? And yeah, okay. I say, take your clothes off then. And then she just lie there, open your legs and fucking think of England. You know what I mean? It's just one of those birds and you don't get any satisfaction out of it. Not like a bit of action with Coco. You know what I mean? You know that Coco's a lubricated woman and a mad woman. Actually, I don't like that. That's too extreme the other way. I don't like that kind of thing. It's horrible. Horrible. Ugh. And, you know, I'm surprised it hasn't killed Bobby, but I don't suppose she sleeps in the same. It's like Prince Philip and the Queen. They never slept in the same bed. You know what I mean? You know, you get that in the aristocracy. They ring the bell and the maid comes in. Yeah, I want a nice 18-year-old, not an old bag. You know what I mean? But that was funny. Woolly Mammoth is the hero of the Beatles. But what was he doing there, though? I expected better of him. And Mr. Mayo, he won the quiz, didn't he? He won the quiz. Because he'd been bribing people, he'd been paying people, and he said, look, if you give me these questions, it's like, listen, I was on Brighton Pier once, there was a girl I really wanted to impress, and I said, you go over there, get some candy floss, and I went over to the woman on the coconut shy, and I said, listen, she don't understand about darts, and I'm not very good at darts, but listen, whatever I throw, if I give you a $5, could you just give us a toy and have done with it? So I threw me 3 darts and they all fucking hit nowhere. And she didn't notice. And she said, there you go, you won a gorilla. and the girl was very happy. And she said, I'll call him Pierre. She was a teacher, you know, so she was quite intelligent. And we were on the pier. So she said, Pierre, do you get it? See, I only go with cerebral women. She wasn't that cerebral to realise that I cheated, though. But sometimes you've got to do that in life. And Mr. Mayo had a lot hanging on. He had Woolly Mammoth there. He had fucking non-binary Skylark strap on there. And, you know, I will say, listen, I was rooting for you, Mr. Mayo, because I didn't want that fucking non-binary lesbian dykey fucking whore. And she was in particularly bad anti-man mood that day. And, you know, I thought, no, come on, I want people. And Woolly Mammoth, he give her what for? He said, you fucking second generation people. And she's saying, oh, I'm a youngster. You're not a youngster. You look like you're 70 years old, mate. And you ain't never going to get laid. The only laying you're going to do is Rampant Rabbit. And you don't, I think Rampant Rabbit and Ann Summers should get a refund because Rampant Rabbit was not made. It was made to be under my wife's pillow, Mr. Mayo's wife's pillow, not your fucking arsehole. Do you know what I mean? I'm funny, aren't I? I'm funny. Anyway, let's get another clip on. Strap on, clip on. Oh, we'll have part 2 of Wings, shall we? What happened to Wings after they all died?
She walks right in my dreams since I met her from the start. I'm so proud I am the only one who is special in her heart. The girl is mine. The doggone girl is mine. I know she's mine. Because the doggone girl is mine. I don't understand the way you think, saying that she's yours, not mine. Sending roses and your silly dreams, really just a waste of time, because she's mine. The doggone girl is mine. Don't waste your time, because the doggone girl is mine. I love you more than he. Take you anywhere. But I love you endlessly. Love it we will share. So come and go.
Yeah, I guess I suppose that was that was something that was missed. Yeah. I guess I suppose that was that was something that was missed. Yeah. I guess I suppose that was that was something that was missed. Yeah.
Well, listen, I was watching. Well, in fact, I thought I've got to get more because I wasn't getting the information or the videos coming out of this Beatle Fest, and I thought I know right for fucking good reason, and I thought there's got to be like, and I realised there was a face after Broad Street put that thing up, and I thought, there's a Facebook site. There is a site where you can find out this information. So I managed to get all of the shitty groups that had posted their bullshit up there. There's a bloke with a pointy head. He looks like Pee Wee Herman. He's really enjoying himself. There was Large Marge. And what was I talking about? I see that there. Give me a minute. I've got to get another beer actually. So I'm gonna leave you with a bit of music for about 2 seconds, and I'll get back to it. I'm sorry I can't give you the usual clips because, like I said, I think I've logged into a different StreamYard account. So I'm sorry. Where is that gorilla? What gorilla though? What gorilla? Because we could be talking. There is a lot of Hindenburg lookalikes in the United States, and we found the most repulsive Beatle fan of. This is what I said. There is no younger generation of Beatle fan. They're all fucking freaks and weirdos, aren't they? And special needs people. My daddy likes the Beatles, and he plays it all the time. No, listen, if you're about 18 to 20 years old, you don't want to fucking hear the Beatles. You want to hear the crap that kids are listening to. This is what happens. We can all like something from the past, but, it shouldn't dominate your life. But like I said, when I was in my 20s to 30s, I was listening to relevant music. The Beatles were kind of background to me. I went through my freaky Beatle period when I was between... I suppose about I would have been between 11 and 14 and possibly up to about 1984. I mean, Broad Street fucking finished it for me, really. If I say Broad Street finished it for me, I'll be lying, because I did try and soak it up. I tried to soak it up, but what was it? Where was that shitty album he did afterwards? What's it called? Press to Play. When Press to Play turned up, I just thought, no, this is it. There's good music out there. Do you know? I mean, 84, 85, 86, in 83, in fact, were very good. In fact, all the 80s were really good years for music, and I really embraced it, and I loved all that stuff. There wasn't anything by the former Beatles that could touch that music. Nothing. Really? I mean, I was pleased for George Harrison, got my mind set on you, and it's still a catchy little tune, but it's not a great song. It's not Jesus to a Child, or I'm never gonna dance again, or Lady in Red. They'd never come anything close to those songs. You see what I mean? Anyway, listen, let me go and get myself a beer because I've managed to get. My wife, she won't let me drink non-kosher at the table, so I'm sneaking in here to drink non-kosher. What am I talking about? Stuff that I can drink away from her prying eyes today. She's very strict at the moment about being Jewish. You know, she's lighting the candles and everything. You know, and I think, well, isn't it funny how Easter got ignored in this house? But there you go. I got my Easter egg and she got the chocolate. So, you know, we could embrace both of these things and we can learn to find a middle ground without blowing each other up. So I'm just going to go and get myself, because I got this little set and it's 4 bottles of San Miguel, one of Spain's favourite. I mean, if you've ever been to Benidorm or Lanzarote or the Canary Islands or the Costa del Crime, you will have been drinking San Miguel. And I'm not a big fan of San Miguel. I mean, it tastes like a Spaniard's pissed in it usually, but I'm quite happy about that. And I've got a nice little glass with this set. So I'm enjoying my new glass with my San Miguel. So just let me go and get another bottle and I'll be right back. How's about that, Jack? How's about that? In the meantime, I'm going to give you some music to listen to, which will not be blocked. I want to put on 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover, but I can't. A hippo called Hubert. That'll do. I won't be a minute, I promise you. He's back in town. I'm back in town. Yeah, Mr. Mo, you want to take that picture down because it's not very flattering to you, but fucking hell, Beatle Brad's a big cunt, isn't he, eh? He looks even bigger when he's sitting down. Imagine him coming down a spiral staircase with no bones. Ooh. No, I reckon that Kit O'Toole was doing the do with the magical lesbian fuckers. Did you see them? My God, did you see the people? It was like a turnstile. There was people coming in and there was people going out just as quick. And when they said penetrate, you could penetrate any. And I thought, oh no, what a disgusting thought. Penetrate. Ooh. There wasn't one girl in that building worth a fuck, was there? Was there? I mean, even the staff there looked like they just didn't want to be there. And there was one girl singing with this sort of New York skyline behind her. And I thought, it's just a photograph. It's just a photograph because they're fucking not even in the cellar, but in the place where the Mexicans live. You know, subterranean fucking, what's it? Oh, that was so funny though. When Woolly Mammoth, he give old Mayo his marching orders. Mayo's going around saying, "Oh, go and say what a wonderful bloke I am, what wonderful channel I've got." And Woolly Mammoth, he think, "I know this cunt." And he says, yeah, I know you. And then he give fucking Strap on a bit of, yeah, the younger generation don't know. And he's got a point. Willie Mammoth talks sense. And he was saying, yeah, the younger generation don't give a fuck anymore. It's our generation. Oh, what do you know? And I thought, shut your fucking hole, you dirty freak. And like I said, we did see that Larsland tried to turn up to the event, but she crash landed. She crash landed and exploded. Ooh, Christ. Oh, it's horrible, isn't it? It's horrible. That's what, you know what, that's what blind dating can do to you sometimes. You think, hey, how bad can a woman be? Believe you me. God, bloody hell. And you spend like premium rate on the phone call to get there in the first place. Yeesh. This was before the internet, by the way, because, you know, I thought, oh, fucking hell, I want to have a shag, and I've heard it's easy this way. Yeah, you can get laid, but fucking hell, if you can't see what's at the other end, just don't go there. Don't go there. Anyway, let's get another song on for you people, because you should have another person to listen to apart from me.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I suppose that was that was something that was missed. Yeah.
Did you notice that Mr. Mayo didn't do his film stream, even though he said it was going to be happening in about 3 hours? It didn't happen, did it? It didn't happen because everybody bottled out. Tom chickened out because he knew that he's got to get rid of that Buffon, and he knew that he needs. You can have all the films in the world in your Criterion collection, but you've got to watch them. You've got to understand them, and then you can talk about them. And if you can't talk about them, you ain't worthy of sitting there watching. Do you know what I mean? This is what, you know, we could all take the piss out of Parlour Grand Prick, but Parlour Grand Prick, he's very. Do you know what I mean? I can learn something from him. I was watching this introducing the Beatles the other day, and I thought, okay, let's get past the fact that he's fucking artificial intelligence and listen to it. And I learned something. I learned a few things, and I was happy about that. What are you learning from Mr. Mayo's Mayo fucking movies marquee? Nothing. You got a bunch of bobbleheads. And what did Doc Dockus get from his? Because I've seen his video as well, and he got a 2 legs T-shirt. I mean, listen, mate, I know you turned up with no money, and I know they were giving that shit away, but they should have given you a breakfast, shouldn't they? Because they were all moaning about it, but you didn't see them giving even a bowl of cornflakes to that poor bastard Doc Dockus, did you? Eh? Well, it could have worked out like that. I mean, if I was as skint as Doc Dockus, I might have had to have sex with Beetle Brad to try and get some breakfast, or even a free beer. You know what I mean? But what I would have also done is beat him up. No, I wouldn't have. I would have tied him to the bed and tortured him. I would have got like you know, those little compasses that you use. Well, I would have got a compass, and I'd keep jabbing him and say, "Listen, where's your money? Where's your fucking wallet?" But and then when he told me where his wallet was, I say, "You stay tied up there, mate. You're gonna die here. You're gonna die later, and I'm gonna cut your throat." Like, honestly, no. Listen, you cunts. If you're listening out there, and I'm sure Beetle Brad, you're such a fucking egomaniac. You're not gonna watch my show, but I know what you are. You piece of shit. I know what you are. And you're a fat piece of shit. You're even big. You're bigger than all the fatties put together. You are. You're a big bubble, and you're going to burst, mate. You're going to fucking burst. You can fucking, and guess what? It happened again, didn't it? Oh, look at my wonderful Patty Boyd album I've got here. And she was embarrassed, and she said, come on, next, I want 500 quid off the next idiot in the queue. And there was hardly anyone queuing up, was there? But you was in the front of the queue because you've always got to be fucking first. Oh, say something about my channel. Oh, I'm so important. Oh, this Beatle Fest is all about me. It's all about wigs. That's what it's about. And that's one thing you was missing, Beetle Brad, you baldy fuck. Where was your wig? because the rest of them turned up with fucking wig, including Patty, didn't they? Hey, but listen, and this then even there were so many complaints about this on Facebook. I was watching it. Oh, I booked in. I tried to do this, and and even Robert P said the journey took us 12 hours, but he mentioned including getting in. So that shows how much time was wasted trying to get into this place and putting up with shitty Beatle freaks singing crappy songs in the lobby. And even Mr. Mayo had somebody playing drums in the room next to him. Mind you, I think they deliberately done that. They said, "Oh, it's that cunt, Mr. Mayo. Let's get the heart conditions and their practice kit next door to him." And he had a rubber breakfast. He had an airline breakfast for fucking 30 quid, $30. Serves you right. And then you go around saying, "Oh, it was a wonderful, wonderful day." Nobody believes you. Nobody believes Kenny Michaels. Kenny Michaels looked like he'd been dragged out of fucking dustbin, didn't he? Just see the state of him. What's he hiding about? Why's he sweating so bad? What's the matter? Hey, listen, Kenny Michaels, is there something you're not telling us? Is there something the police are searching for you for? Is there something at the back of your mind which is not working right? But like I said, we apologise to Kenny Michaels because, you know why? Because I got it wrong, and I apologise for getting it wrong. Just to remind you people out there, I got it wrong because I said that My Sweet Lord was not a double A side, but turns out in America it was, unless Kenny Michaels has actually written that Wikipedia page. You know, I'm just going by Wikipedia here, and maybe I shouldn't.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I suppose that was that was something that was missed. Yeah.
Inside, there's nobody else, and I'm feeling good, holding you tight. So listen very carefully.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I suppose that was that was something that was missed. Yeah.
Yeah, that was something that was missed. Anyway, listen, I don't want to bore you all to death because I've got some more research to do. I might come back a little bit later, but I just wanted to fill you in with some blanks and tell you that the hero of this Beatle Fest was the Woolly Mammoth. Thank God you turned up. Fab 4 free for all. You represented the world when you went in there, and you represented the world when you told Mr. Mayo to go and swivel. You could tell the disgust on that man's face. And you could tell the disgust, and he wouldn't have that fucking Skylark strap on, give him shit. He wouldn't. He fucking went boom, and he'd give her a right bash right back. And that's the way to treat these fucking LBGT fucking tranny cunts. Anyway, for the time being, let's have a little read of these. Let's give you another song because I've not been very nice with the songs tonight, have I? And I want to give you some music. Listen, I was listening to this earlier, and you know, it's a really boring track, but it's so good, isn't it? Two bellies and a puffer, hey. That's all I can play of it because, you know, we're going to get blocked with certain songs, certain classics. Are you Buster Keaton, John James? Yeah, double B-side singles, good question. I'll look into that. We'll get sweaty ass Kenny Michaels looking like Catweasel to answer that question. Oh, they were 1 foot in the grave. 1.5 foot in the grave. I'll try and upload some more shit. In the meantime, check out Mr. Mayo's channel. Try and check out Mr. Mayo's channel and read between the lines, if you will. And also check out Beatles Brad and Doc Dockers's uploads. And here's another funny one. Arthur C. Clarke was the original man to put up the Patty Boyd interview, which was just as crap as you could imagine it, with Mr. Wiggy Wig McWig interviewing her. But he's just got this fucking huge baseball cap in front of the interview. I mean, Arthur C. Clarke, couldn't you fucking stand up? I mean, if that cunt in front was annoying you, couldn't you have adjusted the camera angle a little bit, just sitting there like a lazy fuck? I said to him, do you think I wanted to watch that fucking baseball cap? And in the end, he just gave up and started recording the big screen. You didn't need a big screen, though, because there were only about 16 people in there, but he had to position himself behind Mr. Baseball Cap, didn't he? I'll tell you what, he might as well just put himself behind the old microphone head afro. There wasn't any black people, though, because Winston Fuzzy didn't show up. Anyway, listen, Mr. Mayo, when you want to do some serious film talk to Invisible Ray. You might get somewhere. You instead of this fucking deadbeat show. And Doc Dockers, change it. Have a whip around and get some decent people. Or get your Richie Dolins on, or your Zach Turkles. Where was Zach Turkle? Where is Zach Turkle? Do you know what I mean? This is what the world's asking. In the meantime, let's just have one more song and I'll be on my way. Oh, I think I've just had a nasty email off Caitlin. Let me just check that. Oh, no, actually, no. That's actually no. It's not a nasty. That's not a nasty thing. That's something else. All right, let me. I sounded like Broad Street then, didn't I? Anyway, Broad Street was about the only person who could sign into this virtual Beatle Fest. I don't know why, but the whole thing crashed and people were moaning about it. They said, oh, I can't get out. I'm in a wheelchair. I'm 96 and I couldn't get over to New Jersey. And I was expecting to see the virtual Beatle Fest and only Broad Street managed to get it. Maybe the whole thing collapsed because Broad Street clocked in and it could only handle an audience of one. But I'm sure he paid enough money to see that. But I'm sure the other people paid and it just crashed around them. The whole thing's a fucking rip-off. And yet they should have seen the shit that Doc Dockers actually did get there. Some crummy old, you know, it's like when I used to burn CDs and put them in and photocopy the covers. It was like that. You know what I mean? It was like, you know, the Chinaman who sells videos down the pub. You know, oh, well, you want this one? You know, when you buy it and you get it home and you see this bloke like getting up halfway through the film and buying an ice cream. Anyway, where are we? Oh, by the way, let me just, if you want to watch a good stream, watch Schlockmeisters. It's a film channel and he's into all the pervy films of the 70s and 80s. Hilarious stuff. He must be tired of wanking though, I'll tell you that much. All right. Back to the music. We'll get one good song and then we'll leave you. We'll leave you. Oh, we'll go. This isn't the one. $10 points if you can name the album this is from. Haven't heard this for ages. Brilliant, isn't it? He won't turn up the Chicago one. He knows. He's just kids himself. That's the problem. How much advice do you want me to give you, fucking Mr. Mayor? How much advice do you want me to give you? How much advice are you going to ignore? You're fucking ego, man. You are. You're egghead. You are. You're Humpty Dumpty. And you look like Humpty Dumpty and all. And you know what happened to Humpty Dumpty? Watch Puss in Boots, the movie. Petty Vinyl Richie's not here. He'd get this in no time. Kool-Aid. All right. Let's celebrate Queen, the most popular band in Britain, but not in its present condition when Freddie was around. Crazy little thing called love. And don't forget, Digby, world's biggest dog, classic. Wishbite Milligan. Digby. Now, let's have a bit of. Here we are. Gloria Estefan, eh? We forget such great legends, don't we? She can't go through the airport, though. She's got like a metal spine now, hasn't she? I like this stuff. I do. I'm sorry. I like this sort of kind of stuff. What was that? Here we are. Here, fancy Melinda going all punk. See if we've got a punk record for you, Melinda, if you're out there. Don't think we've got any punk on it because I'm a little bit more tame than that. So open your eyes. See who I am. I might get blocked for that. I've not tried Gloria Estefan, if you know what I mean. But it could be risky. And she's sweeter now than the wildest dream. And where's pre-code Mick tonight? But I know I'll be hunting high and low. This is the problem with women. Sometimes my second wife was like that. She was like a sponge for soaking up music. She wasn't the most intelligent woman in the world, but she learned from being around intelligent people. Do you know what I mean? Trouble is, sometimes intelligent people can it's like I said, I told her to keep away from Mazzy because he was going to drive her into directions that she doesn't want to know. She's a bit chicken licking, banjo picking. Do you know what I mean? And she doesn't need all this extra bullshit. I know her comfort zone is greasy bikers and the Altman brothers. That's about her. You know, so she should keep away from expanding her mind too much. It's not a good thing for a woman to think. They don't do it very often either. I said to my second wife, I said, "You've got nothing to say, shut up." So I don't mean to be a misogynist, but let's be honest, eh? Oh, this is such a good song, isn't it? Such a good song. Right, I've got to be real careful with this one because they blocked me in seconds.
I know that you are here to take the blues away. It must be love.
She ain't never going to be my queen, Camilla, mate. I'll tell you that much. She's a fucking whore. She's an adulterer and a whore, and I hope she ends up like Marie Antoinette. I really do. She's a fucking cunt. And King Charles is a fucking idiot as well. I think that's a leader of the biggest land mass on earth. Yeah, that's what he is. An idiot like King Charles. Oh, good God. Good fucking God. There you go. They shouldn't get. Jonathan King wrote this, so it shouldn't get blocked.
It's Good News Week. Someone's dropped a bomb somewhere, contaminating atmosphere and blackening the sky. It's Good News Week. Someone's found a way to give the rotting dead a will to live, go on
and never die.
Have you heard the news? What did it say? Who's won that race? What's the weather like today? It's Good News Week. Families check the need for coal by stimulating birth control. We're wanting less to eat. It's Good News Week. Doctors finding many ways of wrapping brains in metal face to keep us from the heat.
The whole thing's so stupid, you couldn't fucking make it up, could you?
It's Good News Week. Someone's talking about somewhere contaminating atmosphere and blackening.
Yeah, I guess yeah, I suppose that was that was something that was missed. Yeah.
Who's won that race? What's the weather like today? What's the weather like today? It's Good News Week. Families check the need for coal by stimulating birth control and working less to eat. It's Good News Week. Doctors finding many ways of wrapping brains and metal trays to keep us from the heat. To keep us from the heat. To keep us from the heat.
Yeah, I guess yeah, I suppose that was that was something that was missed. Yeah.
Yeah, that was something that was missed. We didn't miss the Hindenburg landing, though, did we, eh? I'm just going to roll a cigarette up. Give me a minute, all right? Give me a minute. Oh, by the way, this film has now been banned, obviously, because they did Yellowface on it. But Burt Kwok's in it. Britain's only Chinaman, as my mum called him. Also known as Kato on the Inspector Clouseau films. He gets killed, though. Poor Kato. Is she black? Can't see a tattoo on a black woman, though, can you? Hey, Beatles Fest. You like this one? Trevor Horn. Trevor Horn was a genius. I mean, you know, people like George Martin can only look up in wonder at a legend like Trevor Horn. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. The 80s would never have been the 80s without Trevor Horn's production. Telling you that. And I know Beans would agree with me if he was still alive. And I know Mazzy would agree if he's got any fucking sense. John Lennon, Dr. King, and Harvey Milk. I watched that today. It's so funny. Go look on my stream about I can't remember what it's called. It's about like when Rachel the Music Man was destroyed. Sorry, before she was Rachel's ghost. It's called Eulogy for Rachel Music Man. Check it out. It's brilliant. It's really funny. Yeah, there you go. Trevor Horn, see. I get agreement sometimes, don't I? I'm just sparking up my cigarette. Just my cigarette. You're not the first person to say that to me today. I keep thinking they're going to say Neil Young, but they keep saying Neil from the Young Ones. He's lentil soup. Oh dear, I'm dying on the spot here. Stupid. That's what you are, Burger Fest. Fucking Burger Fest. Wouldn't even pay for Doc Dockers, so poor bastard was starving to death, wouldn't he? Oh, you need to be stamped on from King Kong's foot, mate. In fact, you want to be if Lars Land jumped off the Empire State Building. I hope you're at the fucking bottom, Beatle Brad and Mr. Mayo, because you fucking deserve to be flattened, not just flattened on the pavement, but flattened down to the centre of the earth. You want to be ripped apart by the Morlocks. Well, you've got to give us the name of this sexy newsreader. I want to find out who she is. Is she sexier than Natasha Kapelinski? Man, I used to wank over her. Oh my God, she's fucking lovely, wasn't she? A little bit of Russian in her as well. Oh fucking hell, Natasha Kapelinski. What happened to her? She had this sort of head that used to go left and right all the time, and I used to love it. Oh, she was gorgeous. Could never allow that nowadays. She's not black enough. Cause up and lose the key. The average age of the combat soldier. Ding dong. Well, I suppose, ladies and gentlemen, we should call it a day now. I think we've said all we need to say without me being blocked. So I'll say goodbye and good night. Well, I'll check her out. What channel? ITV or BBC? I don't watch, or Sky. I don't watch them anymore. Well, I can't go because I've got to find out this. I've got to find out this newsreader's name. Can you just find out the newsreader's name so I can check her out, please? I mean, I'm not encouraging masturbation, but you know, once a week it's perfectly acceptable. My wife understands that. not that I do that, but you know. Oh, ITV, thank you. And if you've got a name, it would be even more helpful. Thanks very much. It's not Angela Rippon or Anna Ford, is it? Right, I'm off to find this newsreader and wank myself silly. So in the meantime, ta-ta people. Bye-bye.